Well, it's October. Well, it's still October, I should say, of 2025. It sure doesn't feel much like October. I mean, the weather's starting to cool down a little bit, but where I'm at, it's still kind of hot out. And a lot of the leaves are still green, so hopefully I can do my video thing I want to do for you guys there. But at least I can do a review for you guys. I've already done a couple of them, and I have another one I want to do for you guys right now. This one is from the Super Mario World cartoon. Yep, it's from that. I told you guys I was going to review another episode of the show, I believe. Because I did do the entire show, which is like 13 episodes, not that much. So I figured I might as well get this out of the way now. If you guys haven't already, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel. You guys can follow me on Instagram, /Threads, and X. And without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into this. So, this is the episode I'll be reviewing for today. This episode here is about, apparently, I guess Princess Toadstool, Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi are, in the wilderness, in the middle of nowhere, looking for Ooptar. Yep, Ooptar, that, cave boy, and all that. Him, the troublemaker, yep. That's the one. Apparently, I think this is his introduction, I believe, to the show. Kind of a weird introduction. I mean, to be fair, it's only like 13 episodes, so, yeah, I guess that's not really, there's not much to go off of there, but, apparently he's hanging out, acting like Tarzan, in the freaking jungle and all that, while he's supposed to be in bed. I honestly question, like, okay, why, where's his parents at? Why the hell is it Mario, Luigi, Princess Toadstool's, and Yoshi's job to take care of this fucking kid? Like, God, these parents must be horrible parents. Jeez, I don't know why the hell they're sending them out here. I mean, I guess Ooptar does have a sister, because we see a glimpse of her and all that, but I'm like, still, I'm like, can't they all go out and help find Ooptar, I mean, if they want the help, that's fine, but I'm like, but it's like you don't even see them do anything in here, so, I don't know, it just seems kind of weird and all that, but apparently, though, they run into this, wizard guy named, Wizard, what was his name? Wizard, I cannot remember his name, Wizard, oh god, I cannot remember his name. All I can think about is a Magic Koopa or or Kamek. No, that's not the name of this wizard. I gotta say, I do really like this guy, though. He is a pretty memorable character. I think it's Wizard Heimer or something like that. Yeah, I think that's his name, Heimer. But yeah, I do really like, him as a villain. He's actually a very interesting villain. Yeah, just a heads up too with this show. I didn't bring this up in the review. I figured I'd bring it up here. A good chunk of these episodes actually don't have Bowser / Koopa in it. They do not have them in this show, which is very interesting. They will not focus on him a lot. Most of the time you will see in this show, they will focus on other characters. Now, I know there's like 13 episodes, but usually in the other two, you would see him, in pretty much every episode. And this show, they'll either mention him, show an image of him, but a lot of times he does not appear in this show at all, really, which is really interesting. But, anywho, yeah, but he's not in this episode at all. Now we do hear the word Koopa Wizard, but we don't actually see him in this episode. That could be just what he's called. Because you got King Koopa, and then you got the Koopa Wizard, So, it makes sense, I guess, to have that in there. But it is really weird not seeing, him in this episode, and it's focusing on another villain. I mean, I like it. I don't think every episode needed him in it, But apparently the voice actor who voices this wizard also voiced Toad in the cartoons, too. Which is interesting. He's actually still alive. Because a lot of voice actors in, this cartoon are no longer alive. But he's still alive. Which is interesting. I find that really, really interesting that he's still alive. But a lot of the other ones are dead. But yeah, he's still alive. But he's done a lot of voice acting and all that. But yeah, I forgot the name of the actor. Hang on, let me check real quick. Okay, it's John Stalker. That's who it was. Yeah, sorry, I'm kind of tired right now. I'm actually gonna go to bed here after I'm done with this video, but I was gonna say, yeah, John Stalker is his name. He's the I'm hoping I'm pronouncing his last name right. I don't know how I feel about, no offense to him, but I don't know how I'd feel about having the last name Stalker either. I don't know, it just seems kind of a, no offense to him. That's kind of like, his family and all throughout history, but I don't know if I'd want a name like that. But again, like the last name like that, just somebody calling me, like, Stalker or something like that. Like, I don't know, it just seems kind of weird, but I don't know, people have got some interesting names. You should hear a bunch of doctors' names. Like, so many doctors have some weirder names. I actually have a doctor, her name's Dr. Shin. So, yeah, that's kind of how it is. I'm not making fun of anybody. I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of weird last names out there. But I guess to be fair, there's only so many you could come up with, So, plus, names back then could have meant something different. But enough about his name. I'll say he does a really good job voicing the wizard though in this episode. Basically what he does, apparently Yoshi runs off, and then Luigi and Mario and Princess Toadstool get kidnapped. And they get forced to leave with bombs and to going into his secret haunted house. I gotta say, I hate to admit it, but I kind of like his haunted house. I wonder if he would allow me to pay rent. Give him some rent. Although, would he need some money? If he's a magical wizard, would he need some money? They're always stealing something. We see Koopa, he's got wands, he's always stealing money still, so, I don't know, maybe they're just doing it to make other people miserable, I don't know. Kind of weird, but yeah, why is that? Why is that? Sorry to point this up, but, why is that? Why do, when people in the real world, rob people with, money and all, or go to the banks, I guess to be fair, they are wearing, stuff on their heads, but I'm like, if they're gonna, if they can do that, why do they even need the money, I don't know why they're stealing money from people, going out of this way when they could just, steal other stuff. I'm not saying you should do that, I'm just saying that's kind of something I always question when watching cartoons. I'm like, why do you need to steal money if you're just gonna if you could just steal other crap instead? I don't know, it's just kind of weird, but like I said, I do like his little haunted house and all that, But yeah, basically though, for some reason, Austin Luigi, by the way, does not feel terrified. I will say, I think he's kind of a little bit out of character here. Like Yoshi being the one who's scared. Like Yoshi being scared and not Luigi. I figured it would be the other way around. Now, to be fair, Luigi did get spooked a bit when he thought it was a ghost. But Luigi always felt like he was the scared one. Even in the Adventures of Super Mario Bros. 3, we've seen some moments where he was scared. Here though, he's just so tamed in this spooky woods, and I know this came out like 10 years 10 years before Luigi's Mansion did. That's actually not super long ago, when the first game would have come out. Because technically there would have been trailers before that, but I mean, it's still over a decade, I guess. But that's kind of crazy how it doesn't feel like a long time ago when it actually felt kind of more shorter than that. But I don't know. But yeah, that's the thing. I always felt like Luigi was always, even before they had the game, we could see him scared and all. But yeah, they did really focus more on that afterwards. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't know what to say here. But yeah, but I do, but like I said, I do really like though that we do see Yoshi having to save the day and all that though, and the others are just all kidnapped. So it's pretty interesting to see that. I will say too, the ghost in this episode, by the way, look very weird though. They got Boos in here. I mean, they look so freaking weird in this. They do. Now, speaking of ghosts, I actually want to point this out. Now I could talk about this because with me reviewing games now, I could talk about this down the road. Now you guys think Kamek and Magic Koopas are kind of confusing with genders and what's what. Boos, honestly, are kind of very weird in the Mario universe. Now, if you look on the Wikipedia, it says they were originally male and then they were made into female. Because if you play the Galaxy games, they're actually female. But then they changed their genders again in Luigi's Mansion and all that, like Dark Moon, and then they're back to males. They kind of go back and forth with that. It's kind of weird. I mean, I guess to be fair, they could just have different genders, I mean, I don't see why not, but it is kind of weird they go back and forth like that with. I mean, personally, I wouldn't mind them just being female, having, some female, I know some people probably wouldn't like me saying that, but I don't know, I mean, I kind of wouldn't mind having some female, some female, Bowser minions, because they could have, the Boos be the females, but have, King Boo be the king of all the Boos, because, I mean, he can still be king, but like I said, then there's characters they've showed female Boos before and all, and but there's some that can put on more makeup and all than others. I don't know. It just seems kind of interesting there, but yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of weird how they kind of switch it up. But yeah, Kameks are the same way, the Magic Koopas and all. It's so hard to kind of I kind of hate that they can't just separate them a little bit. I think Kamek, he should be a male and all that, and he's they should have gave him a different uniform, because that's something they didn't do in New Super Mario Bros. Wii, which I did review that. I forgot to bring that up, I think I forgot it. I can't remember, but he just looks like a normal Magic Koopa. It kind of would have been interesting if they changed him up or gave him a different voice, kind of here. Make him stand out a bit more compared to the others, but I don't know. Maybe I'll bring that up in the Super Mario, or the New Super Mario Bros. Thing I talk about too. But I don't know. I know I'm kind of talking in circles on it. I am a little bit tired, but I've been busy with stuff. But I mean, I wanted to there's not really a whole lot to talk about with the episode itself as it is. I mean, I do like it. Like I said, I do think it's got moments I like in it. I'll say one weird thing I'm going to say about this episode, though, is besides the Boos looking kind of weird, is the caterpillars, or as they're known as wigglers. I guess this is before they got their name Wigglers because they were called caterpillars. Now in this show they are fucking beast. They are fucking beast. Now they could be beast in the actual Mario games if you piss them off, but it's like they're always pissed off here. There's always pissed off. You know, it's like I don't know like what the hell made them so pissed off, but they're like fucking beast. I also like seeing, just Yoshi just devouring these things like it's nothing. Kind of crazy. But yeah, it is kind of, but it is kind of, weird that they're just called caterpillars. They're not called wigglers. I'm guessing again that's before they were. I mean, I don't know if they were called that when the game came out or not. Because I don't know. Well, I think this game came out. Actually, this show I think came out a little bit after the game. If I remember correctly, because even the Koopalings still have the names. Like Roy is still Bully Koopa, and Ludwig is still Cheatsy and all that. Or not Cheatsy, Kooky, Kooky, So it's kind of, so it's kind of weird just seeing them with their original names, but I don't know, I don't know why that is, but yeah, I don't know. But I do kind of like later they would change them and give them their own names and all that too. Like the Koopalings and all that. Although the Koopalings names I don't mind in the show, but Wigglers, yeah, I'm glad they just call them Wigglers now. But those enemies though can definitely be very hard to defeat without a shell or something, So they're beasts in the games too, but they're definitely way more beast-like here. But, I don't think there's a whole lot else, honestly, for me to really talk about here. I guess I do like the part where Mario always gets, the wizard's name mixed up. That's pretty funny and all that. It's not, super funny, but it's got some, chuckle moments there. But otherwise, that's pretty much all I can think about talking about here. I know I've kind of talked more about other stuff, featured Mario stuff and all that, but that's the thing too, when I'm reviewing, especially these older cartoons, I kind of like to compare it, from then versus now, kind of, and all that. But I will say, I definitely like this episode, for it being a ghost house, it's definitely a good. Yeah, I think it definitely deserves a good, in my opinion. Yeah, definitely a good. Definitely a very solid episode, For a show that I'm not as the biggest fan of, this is definitely getting a good. And then I'm going to be giving it... Yep, it's getting 120 points. Yep, honestly, that's pretty shocking, though, definitely for this show. When I reviewed the show, individually, I said that I'm not the biggest fan of this show, but I really do like this episode. This episode is definitely really good, it definitely really is. Especially being for its first haunted house, themed episode. Well, I guess, the Super Mario World cartoon kind of did this too, a bit. They kind of did this too. Not Super Mario World, Super Mario Super Show did this a bit. With, apparently, Bowser or Koopa as a vampire or something like that. Yeah, it's kind of hard to explain unless I actually reviewed the show, which I will eventually review the show down the road, but I'm going to review probably the entire series just because, there's a lot of episodes I like about the show, and a lot of them I kind of don't care for. It's kind of all over the place. So I think it's better just to grade the show, reviewing the entire, show that way. Otherwise, usually if I really like a show, I'll probably just review it by itself instead. But like I'll review an episode by itself. But a lot of times I'll try to review them together. But I really do like this episode. I really do like it. Definitely probably one of my favorites. I don't know if it's my favorite of this show or not, but definitely one of my favorites, I will say. Definitely a very solid episode. And all that, from not a great show, but an alright show in my opinion. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and probably let things go from here, And yeah, I'm sorry for talking about a bunch of other stuff, but like I said, I wanted to kind of bring up stuff from the future Mario shows too, because a lot of this stuff, in this episode particularly was changed or altered, down the road, so. Yeah. Anywho, see you guys later. If I've missed anything, well, I can always talk about more of it later when I review other episodes. But I'm pretty sure I got everything I wanted to talk about. But anywho, bye-bye.